Welcome to the farm. I'm Janae Graham, owner and head herbalist of Graham Fam Farm, and today's video is all about herbal balms and salves. I'm going to tell you what they are, how I use them, I'll tell you a little bit about my backstory, and then we're going to jump right into all of the products that Graham Fam Farm has to offer made of balms and salves. First things first, I am not a doctor. The information listed here is not intended to be medical advice, and if you are using prescription medications, please ask your doctor before you try any of the methods I'm about to tell you. However, I am an herbalist, so everything you're about to hear are herbal recommendations. I hope you enjoy and I hope you learn a lot. To start off with, what are herbal balms and salves? Herbal balms and salves are a way to use oil mixed with beeswax in order to pull the medicinal values out of herbs and use them topically on yourself. The difference between balms and salves isn't much, but there is a slight difference. So a balm is actually a thicker version of a salve. A salve is not as thick, less beeswax is normally used to make the salve itself, whereas a balm is going to be a little thicker and hold its shape. I use the terms interchangeably. I actually feel that I make a mixture of balm salve, we'll call it BAV, but I use the terms interchangeably and believe that you can too. So to start off with, I want to tell you a little bit about the base that I use at Graham Fam Farm. So the base in any salve is going to be in oil and beeswax like we just discussed. However, I use 3 different things all the time in all of my balms, except for one, which we'll discuss a little bit later at the end. And they are coconut oil, beeswax, and olive oil. Those 3 ingredients I consider to be my base. Like I said, I use them in 6 out of my 7 balms, and they alone can be a balm in and of itself. The balm, what you're looking for is to pull that medicinal value, like I talked about, out of the herbs themselves. However, olive oil and coconut oil have their own medicinal values. They pull toxins from the body. And so if you have a mixture of just olive oil and coconut oil and you mix it with a little bit of beeswax, you've got yourself a balm. Depending on how thick you make it, you got yourself a salve. But the point of the beeswax itself is to create more of a barrier between your skin and your clothing so that it doesn't rub off and you can hold that medicinal value much, much longer. So we talked about what they are. I've talked a little bit how to use them. I do want to dive in a bit more about how to use them. So when you're using a balm or salve, you're using it topically. This means you're actually going to use it on your skin itself. You can use it on a different part of your skin, your elbow, your knee, your hand, but you're actually applying it topically to the outside of your skin. Now your skin is an organ, so anything you apply to it, it's going to soak right up into your body. So as I'll tell you later when we start to talk about a bit more of the balms and salves that we offer here at Graham Fam Farm, there's certain value in adding something topically that you're actually going to feel internally. Like if you use an anti-inflammatory topically, you will feel relief from pain internally. So I'm excited to tell you more about that as we go along. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself, how I got started on the journey towards Graham Fam Farm and made it into what it is today. I was a working mom. I was actually in law school when I first actually wanted to discover herbs and herbal medications and more natural medicines. And what was happening was that my son was in daycare. And we had already started to drink distilled water and things like that, which is a whole nother video in and of itself. But I was getting very frustrated because he kept coming home with diaper rash, really, really bad. And so I was looking for something that could manage the diaper rash, but still be a healthy alternative for him. Because like I said, our skin is an organ. You're going to pull those things inside of you. So I found lots of information online, but there was nothing pre-made already out there for me on the market, at least where I was from in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm actually from a little town called Odessa, Missouri, but we were living in Gladstone at the time, North Kansas City, and I was going to law school at the University of Kansas. And what I found is that there was nothing pre-made and readily available for me. So what did I do, like the little nerd I am? I started to research everything. I researched everything about herbs and how to do them. I learned about decoctions and tinctures. And the first thing I ever tried was a balm. And the balm that I made was for my son. And it was to help make him healthier, help him to fight the diaper rash in a healthy, natural way. I've always gone about this journey wanting to help my family. I wanted to make the most natural products that I can. And to be honest, I didn't even sell them at first. I made them just for me and mine, the ones that I love. And it was always about making them healthier. Well, it works, and others started to understand that it works, and I was getting questions from my friends and family to make it for them. And so eventually I decided, you know what? I think I can actually make a business out of this. I'd love to help others. I would love to educate others and let them know the availability of the herbs and plants around them. And that's my biggest goal through this journey, is to let others understand how they can heal their body naturally. But I do want you to know that there's a lot you can do with the world around you. Mother Nature has given us a lot of powers, and we can use them if we study a little bit and take a little bit better care of ourselves, of course. It's not just keep eating all the junk we're eating, right, and expect to change. But there's a lot that we can do with the medicine that lies all around us. So first and foremost, I started to help my family, and now I'm helping others and educating others, and it is very, very exciting. I'm really excited to be on this path, and it's a path to wellness, a path to success, and Coon Cat definitely agrees. She is meowing like crazy, but I'm ready to show this, and I would love to show the world how they can do something to help themselves naturally that doesn't involve the pharmaceutical industry. In fact, the pharmaceutical industry stole a lot of these methods directly from Mother Nature themselves and added a lot of crap to them. So you'll find as you work with these different herbs that lie all around you, that you'll get a stronger medicine without the side effects that you're seeing on the pharmaceutical market. So let's talk nitty-gritty about the products we offer here at Gram Fam Farm. So we do make a variety of balms and salves, and like I said, you can make them too. The goal of this video is to show you how you can do it yourself. We're going to do another video where I'm actually making them, and I will be telling you the weighing and the methods and the different things like that. But today we're just going to talk about the herbs, and we're going to talk about each different product individually. I'm going to tell you the medicinal value of the herbs that I chose to use in each one. And then we'll go through, and like I said, I've got a few different secrets that I use each product for that maybe are not so apparent by the title of the products themselves, and you will see that as we go along. So the first product that I want to jump right into and talk about is going to be our Wrinkle and Scar Balm. This product is probably the closest to my heart. Granddad was the wrinkle and I was the scar for sure. Granddad dealt with thinning skin as he got older, and he absolutely loved patchouli oil. He thought patchouli smelled amazing. At Gram Fam Farm, we cook out the smell of our balms and salves. We just cook out the smell of it, so you're going to still get the medicinal value, but that smell's not going to be strong like you would expect from something. So you can do the same as well. I think that most people, when they think herbs or essential oils, they get that really strong pungent smell in their mind. That's not what you have to get from a salve or balm. You can cook all of that out and still keep the medicinal value of the herb itself. So on to the Wrinkle and Scar Balm. Wrinkle and Scar Balm, like I said, Granddad had thinning skin and I had melanoma skin cancer. And I was getting cut on, and I had scars on my neck, I had scars on my head, on my back. At a young age, I didn't really feel that that was something that I was quite happy with. And so I started to look around, and that definitely was not the first balm that I made, but when I was making this balm, I started to look for something that would just target those wrinkles and scars. And since Granddad already loved patchouli, I thought, let's look into patchouli. And I'm really glad I did. Patchouli has some amazing benefits. It's got a skin tightening benefit, which is huge, and you can really feel the difference of the patchouli being in there. It's also got a benefit in general for slowing the look of aging. It slows down that look of aging, makes your skin more vibrant, healthier, younger. So patchouli was a great option, and I was glad we found it in there. Along with the base, which I think I talked about earlier, olive oil, coconut oil, and beeswax. Those are 3 ingredients in my base. I've got the base plus 5 other ingredients in Wrinkle and Scar Balm. The patchouli oil we've already talked about. I also have hemp oil. Hemp oil is the marijuana plant actually has lots of medicinal benefits beyond just what we're used to hearing about it. And one thing you can do with hemp oil is use the sun to your advantage. If you actually go out into the sun 5-10 minutes with this lotion on your face, it will help reduce those fine lines and wrinkles around your eyes especially, and it works wonders that way. The next herb that I use in this lotion, this is a balm, not a lotion. Lotion you pump out, balms you have to scoop, which is a very important point. Scoop balms, please. Do not pump them out like they're a lotion or just rub your hands on the over the top. You really need to scoop it out and dip your hand in there to get those benefits. So it's not a lotion. But another ingredient I use in these balms is rosemary. And rosemary is especially good. It is antibacterial, it is antiseptic, it increases drainage, that helps with eye puffiness, and it is an overall great herb to cleanse the skin and leave a nice disinfecting layer, which is why rosemary is another great food actually to cook with, but it's very medicinal and has great qualities. The next ingredient I use is frankincense. There was a reason frankincense was given to baby Jesus. Frankincense has many medicinal properties behind it. And the reason I chose it for the wrinkle and scar balm is for its anti-inflammatory benefits. Again, it's going to remove that extra inflammation. It also restores the epidermis of the skin, which is huge. The epidermis of its skin is a restorative part anyways, but frankincense really helps to actually push that restoring along and force your body to bring those new cells to the surface. So frankincense is great for that. It's also good for an after treatment of sunburns, a good treatment for rosacea, treating breakouts if you're acne prone. So frankincense is a great option. The next herbal ingredient that we have is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is known to be a strong but gentle healer. What it offers is an anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial benefit. So it actually destroys and inhibits harmful microbes on your body. It is hugely important for wound healing, and I chose it in the wrinkle and scar balm so it can provide some of those wound healing, skin healing benefits to the face and body. Now, other uses of the wrinkle and scar balm that you just may not find out just by looking at the title of wrinkle and scar balm is you can actually rub it on your bald spot and help with hair growth. I've already talked about the thinning skin benefits it provided with Granddad, and it's a great way to actually use this balm. It's got thinning skin, increases hair growth. It's a go-to. So the second balm I'm actually going to talk about is my herbal skin balm. The herbal skin balm is an overall hydrating balm. It is one that I recommend to put all over your body. It's targeting the skin in general, not just the facial skin that's a little different than the rest of the body, but targets the skin in general. Again, scoop it out. Definitely scoop it out. You don't want to just rub it on the top. And again, for wrinkle and scar balm, and then the herbal skin balm, I recommend using it and applying nightly. Nightly, I feel, is better than during the day. I think that for most people, it's going to be a time where they can actually lay a bit more still and let the benefits really soak into their body and get more out of it. So I recommend applying the wrinkle and scar balm and the herbal skin balm nightly. Now, the ingredients I use in the herbal and skin balm, it's going to be my base, which are the 3 ingredients: coconut oil, olive oil, and beeswax, plus another 5. So I use cinnamon oil. Cinnamon oil reduces puffiness in general. It cleans bacteria that can cause lots of different issues. So it's a very good cleaner and cleanser of the body. So cinnamon oil is huge. I also use almond oil. Almond oil improves and helps reduce sun damage. It helps actually take away the damage that our skin has caused. Almond oil also has some UV functionality. It actually blocks UV rays, and I use it also in the sunscreen that we'll talk about a little bit later as well. Avocado oil is another oil that I use in the herbal skin balm. And avocado oil is great for calming itchy, dry skin in general. It's also going to protect against the skin damage or sun damage that your skin's going to have. It's another oil that I also use in the sunscreen later on. The next oil that I use is called bergamot mint oil. Bergamot mint in general is great for reducing stress and anxiety. So if you're looking for a headache reducer, Bergamot is key for all of that, but I put it in there due to its antiseptic and anti-inflammatory properties. It treats oily skin. It's really good at balancing out the oil production on your body, and that's why I think it's very beneficial for an overall skin balm. The last ingredient I use in the herbal skin balm is jojoba oil. I used honey initially, and then with the mixing properties, I found out it's a little bit better for me to use the jojoba oil. Jojoba is antibacterial, it's antioxidant, meaning that it fights free radicals in the body. And free radicals are compounds that can cause harm if they're left on your body for too long. So it really does well at fighting free radicals. And jojoba oil promotes collagen synthesis, which means that it actually allows your skin to heal better and faster by promoting the collagen to synthesize together better. So I really am a big fan of jojoba oil. Another great use of it is for your hair. If you like a good hair oil, jojoba oil is key. I'm a big fan of jojoba oil in my locks here. Other uses for herbal skin balm, you can use it as a makeup remover. Do that all the time. And then of course as a hair treatment. I think that just in general, if you're looking at split ends and things like that, it's a great balm to just rub all over due to the almond oil, avocado oil, jojoba oil. It's a great one that's kind of got all the key players in there. So I like that as a different use that you wouldn't think about with an herbal skin balm that I like to do here with me and my family. The next balm I want to talk about with you is the Natural Diaper Rash Balm. This is actually the first balm I ever made. It, like I said, really helped my son as he was going through the daycare stage and really helped me to make sure that I felt comfortable with what they were putting on him. Now, the diaper rash balm isn't just for diaper rash. You can actually use it to rub on your face, and we'll talk about all that later. I know it sounds very funky monkey, but you can use it that way as well. So the ingredients that I use in the diaper rash balm, it's going to be the base. I hope you remember. Coconut oil, olive oil, and beeswax, plus another 5 ingredients. So the 5 that I use for the Natural Diaper Rash Balm, lemon balm. Lemon balm kills bacteria trapped in pores, and it also exfoliates dead skin cells. Lemon balm is great for getting out all of that gunk in diaper rash. It's great for that. The next one that I use is lavender oil. Lavender oil soothes irritation and redness. It also helps to disinfect the skin. I know everyone thinks of lavender oil as the calming one. Well, it also has very, very strong properties that are medicinal, and you can use lavender for so many things. I try to not use the same herbs for everything and try to just pinpoint its maybe strongest purpose, or maybe the one that I think is going to work the best for the balm I'm using. So I use lavender oil for that. It also enhances blood circulation, which makes skin healing a lot faster, and it's very good for wound healing in general. I don't use it in Mama's Magic, but we'll discuss that one later. The next ingredient that I use is castor oil. Castor oil is the master healer. Castor oil is used for healing. It is the king of healing. Your skin loves healing itself with castor oil. So if you've got castor oil, use it to heal. Any tears, open wounds, looking at castor oil. Now, fair warning with castor oil as well. If you are pregnant, especially in your 3rd trimester, I would not recommend rubbing castor oil on your belly. Castor oil is actually used to promote labor and induce labor, and so I wouldn't want to be the one that induces your labor. So if you're using castor oil, maybe don't rub my Natural Diaper Rash Balm on your belly. So watch out for that one. The next oil that I use is almond oil, and we've discussed almond oil a bit already. So besides the benefits that I've mentioned already, we use it here just for extra hydration. We find it to be a very easy oil for the baby, and we like it just for the extra hydration. It's also a thicker one, so it, along with the beeswax, really creates that nice barrier that I'm looking for in a diaper rash balm. The last oil that I use in diaper rash balm is tea tree oil. Again, we've already discussed it. Tea tree oil is that strong, gentle healer. It's very, very good for those open wounds, and I really, really like it in the diaper rash balm. Now, another use, an extra use of the diaper rash balm is going to be a topical treatment for eczema and psoriasis. Now let's talk about that for a second. So eczema and psoriasis, they're caused by toxicity in the body. So you've got a toxic body, maybe a liver that's not functioning properly. So you can't just treat the outside effect that you're seeing topically on your skin. You're seeing it, the effect come on your skin, but that's not actually the cause. The cause is a toxic gut, toxic body, liver that's not functioning properly. All of that needs to be treated with a focus on the internal rather than just the external. So although it's good to heal the rash and the working rash as it's going through, it's still going to reappear if your body's still toxic. I recommend tincture for that, and we can, again, that's another video that we can talk about later. But I say it's good for eczema, but the cause of eczema is not one that can be treated topically. And if you want to talk with me about that, we definitely can. Another great use for the natural diaper rash balm is an after sun treatment. Really good for sunburn. If you've got sunburn going on, rub my diaper rash balm all over your body. It's awesome, awesome stuff. Now, my favorite and most practical, for me at least, is my poison ivy oak and sumac balm. So that's the next balm we're going to be talking about. This is great for my family and I. We are super highly allergic to poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. Anything poison, it's going to make me blow up. And it runs through me and my children, my husband. We're all very highly allergic to poison ivy. So this has been a life-saving balm for us. It stops the itch fast. It really helps your skin rejuvenate, get its glow back, stops that red scaly scratching that always happens with those. And it really helps to just soothe during that time. The most important for me has been the anti-itch portion of this, of course. And you don't have to be pink when you wear it. It doesn't make you pink as you're wearing it. So I really enjoy the poison ivy oak and sumac balm. Let's talk about what's in it. So it's going to be my base plus 5 additional ingredients. The first one, jewelweed oil. Jewelweed is the star of this balm. It is the absolute star of the balm. It is the reason the itch stops. I don't know if you know this, but jewelweed actually grows almost right next to poison ivy almost every time. Jewelweed grows very close to poison ivy. It's the antidote to the poison, and it's growing right there. So thank Mother Nature again for that one, because she made it easy on us that time. But jewelweed is the key. It stops itch in general, not just for poison ivy, poison oak, or poison sumac, but bug bites, itchy eczema, any itch, dry skin. I mean, it's really good for just stopping itch. So if you had to choose one ingredient from here and you wanted to make it anti-itch, you could use my base plus jewelweed, or you could just use jewelweed and beeswax. Even simpler. I would add coconut oil just to make it the consistency a bit better, but that's because I'm a fan of Babs that we talked about, balm salves, but it is what it is, right? All right, so the next oil that I use in our poison ivy oak and sumac balm is eucalyptus oil. Very strong anti-inflammatory. I'll actually go ahead and give you the extra use of poison ivy now, this poison ivy oak and sumac balm now. If you have got joint pain and you want a topical, this poison ivy oak and sumac balm is a key. It's a happy side effect. It's going to relieve joint pain and things like that, and that's because of the eucalyptus. You can thank the eucalyptus in there and it will stop the joint pain. It's a topical application, different from some of the tinctures that we offer, where you actually have to take it sublingually under your tongue. This is not that. It's a topical. It works wonders. I know, use it on my knee. So it's great, and it's thanks to the eucalyptus because it's an anti-inflammatory. Now, the third one that I use, my base plus these 5 that we're talking about, the third of the 5 is going to be lavender oil. We've discussed lavender before. I use it here because it's an analgesic. It relieves pain. It's going to relieve pain with the inflammation, just the painful portions of poison sumac in general, right? And poison oak. They're all pretty painful, let's be honest here. And so lavender is great. That analgesic will relieve it, take away that pain. The itch may still be there without the jewelweed, so that's why I have them both in there working in combination to one another, but lavender for the analgesic properties. Next is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil inhibits inflammation and it reduces itch-related scratches and dryness. So all of that scaliness that you're going to get with all of these, cod liver oil is great at reducing that. The last one we use in this balm is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is a skin soother and a pain reliever. It is great for headaches and not worrying about all of that as well, a soothing, calming one, but it's also great for soothing your skin and with pain. Really great at pain. So like I think I've already talked about before, other uses of the poison ivy oak and sumac balm include bug bites, spider bites, relieves any and all itch, rash, etc. If it's itchy, try this balm. It also, like I said, joint pain application. It's a happy side effect that it has. If you get joint pain, the eucalyptus in there can knock that out. Also, the very exciting one that I like the most, and I found out on my own, was scaly mite feet. So if you've got chickens, you've likely heard of scaly mite feet. It's those little tiny microbial mites that will climb up on your chicken's legs, and then their excrement turns into this just horrendous looking chicken foot. Look it up if you've never seen scaly mite feet in chickens. And my goodness, this is a miracle. Chickens itch too when they get scaly mite feet. They are freaking itchy. And how you actually treat scaly mite feet without using an antibiotic, because here on Gram Fam Farm, we don't use that. You actually want to suffocate the mites out. So a lot of people recommend petroleum jelly, which is, I think, one of the normal things that people use to treat it. But I have actually found that the poison ivy oak and sumac balm, due to its anti-itch properties, works wonders. Chickens love it. They stop itching and scratching right away. They aren't playing with all of the gook on their legs. Great extra use for it. And then the fourth extra use is for bovine, canine, felines. It's an anti-itch treatment. It works great on animals. You're not going to have to worry about it having these side effects that you deal with other pharmaceuticals. It is a great one to use. Now, moving on to the fifth balm, we've got Mama's Magic. Mama's Magic Cuts and Scrapes Balm. It got its name because my children think I'm magic. Yes, they think I'm magic. It heals wounds like that. And it's going to have some of the same ingredients that we've already talked about, but you can use it too, and they will think you're magic. You don't just have to be a mama. It works for papas, nanas, granddads, dads. You'll be magic. Call it your magic balm. And it is awesome. It is so awesome. So again, I'm going to use my base plus 5 ingredients. And the first one I use of the 5 is castor oil. Like I said, how could I not use it? It's the king healer. It is the best healer for your skin by far. That's my opinion only. And it works wonders in this balm itself. So I love castor oil, and it didn't let me down. And the next one that I use is clove bud oil. Clove bud oil is very strong. It will pull infection from your body. And when I mean pull infection, it will pull infection. It's actually, side note, it's what I use in the tooth pain remedy. It has pulled infection for many people, myself included, straight from your gums. And it is very, very strong. It is harsh though, so you've definitely got to dilute it with a carrier oil, which is why I've got it in this balm. What a great way to use it. But clove bud oil is key to this ingredient that I use. The next one that I use is eucalyptus. Again, an anti-inflammatory agent, great for wound healing, get all the inflammation out of there. Wonders. We've talked about it before. The fourth one is frankincense. Again, there's a reason it was given to baby Jesus. Frankincense is going to also work to pull infection out of the body, have the skin meld together. It's a very good one and is one of the main reasons why this Mama's Magic is so very strong. And then the last oil that I use in Mama's Magic is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil, again, is great for a pain reducer. It just works wonders. It's sort of like lavender oil. I feel that you could use it in every balm, but I try to switch it up a bit, right? I try to switch it up a bit. So let's talk about the other uses of Mama's Magic. Even I think it's magic after using it in some of the ways that I discovered it can be used. So I'm going to tell you one story and then we'll hop to the next. So I had a chicken. I still have this chicken, a hen, and she had a rope tied around her leg when I got her. And I did not know it was a rope. I thought she had bumblefoot because she was, hobbling around like they get when they get bumblefoot. And I was thinking it was bumblefoot, so I was going to treat her for bumblefoot. And I looked, and there's this rope wrapped around her leg so much that her leg is almost in half. I'm not even kidding you. Ben will attest. He helped me treat this girl. And what happened was, we pulled that string out of there. Her leg's literally almost in half. I cleaned that puppy out, and then I used my Mama's Magic on it. And I did that 4 or 5 different times. And today she is walking around normally like you wouldn't even know it. Never had to go see the vet or anything like that because this balm is very strong. Very, very strong. I think it's the clove bud. I think it's a combination of everything that we use in there, and the castor oil, of course, in general. But the power that these herbs have, the medicinal properties that they show, wow. I definitely would have thought she would have lost her leg. I don't think a vet would have treated her like that. I think that they would have had a one-legged chicken stumbling around. I don't even know if they do that with chickens, but I was really glad to see that it worked. It is a great one for bovine, canine, feline. If they've got a cut or scrape, get some of this on there. Scoop it out and get some of this on there because it's wonderful. So the next one that we're going to talk about is my natural sunscreen. The natural sunscreen is just that. It's natural sunscreen. I use all herbal products in there, natural products in there, and I believe it's one of the most important balms I actually make. And that's because, you know, you may not believe it yet, but Harvard and Johnson & Johnson are finally coming around, so I think you should too. Our sunscreen is giving us cancer, people. What's inside of it is causing cancer. They've just done a study in October of 2021 where you've got Harvard and Johnson & Johnson finally admitting some of this stuff. Let's bring the people around and let's stop using sunscreen, all right? If you want a sunscreen option, use the natural products that Mother Nature has provided, because most of these products I've mentioned have a natural UV protection in them. And the products that I use in this balm all have that. So I've got my base plus 5, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what they are and then tell you the SPF behind them, because the only reason I used them in this balm is for the SPF value. So avocado oil, SPF 4 in this balm. Almond oil, SPF 4. And these are all in the balm with the ratios that I used, applying every 80 minutes. This is what I'm telling you. In general, they may be a little higher or lower depending on how much you use of it. Olive oil, the third one, SPF 5. Coconut oil, SPF 4. Beeswax, SPF 5. Who would have freaking thought? Beeswax. No wonder cows are throwing mud on themselves and stuff. It's sun protection. It's natural sun protection. Peppermint oil, SPF 4. Zinc oxide, SPF 6 to 10. And it's the nano zinc that we use. And then the last one, red raspberry seed oil, and that's SPF 8. Now, don't get me wrong. There are other oils that you can use that have a higher SPF value to them. For example, carrot seed oil. Carrot seed oil, I believe it's SPF like 38 to 40, right? But that sucker stinks. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. It freaking stinks. It doesn't smell good. Trust me, I ruined an entire batch of product. I think my family can attest, as I was literally crying over it. I mean, it was horrible. It smelled horrible, but it works. So if it is your last option, carrot seed oil, not even your last option. If you're stronger than I am, carrot seed oil, SPF 38 to 40. And the other one I want to give you, I don't use it. That's not in my balm. But another one that I want to give you is wheat germ oil. Wheat germ oil smells even worse than carrot seed oil, but you know what? It's got an SPF 20. So those are two other options. Man, I'll tell you, my husband was not standing anywhere close to me when I was trying those ones out, but they work, okay? And we don't use them in our balms because these are something I do like to sell, and that wouldn't sell. I think I wanted to light my kitchen on fire with how horrendous that smell was, but they work, all right? They work. Now, last but not least, and this is the balm that I don't use my base 3 in, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Last but not least, and actually the most important. I know I've said I've got favorites and important ones. The absolute most important for me and my family is my moles and marks balm. If I could call it my cancer fighting balm or my lymph node clearing balm, I would. All of that's illegal to actually call it like that. Try posting any of that on Facebook, right? They kick out my poison ivy oak and sumac balm because they don't want you to know the secret. And the secret is that you can heal yourself. You can use these herbs and you can heal yourself. So let's talk about it. So this mole and mark balm, it came out of nowhere, all right? I literally was teaching a class, and in preparation to teach the class, I was talking about a lot of herbs that you can find naturally around you that fight cancer. And so what I had been researching, I decided, you know what? In this class, we're going to teach them how to make a balm, and we're going to use these herbs because they fight cancer, and I'm going to tell them that, right? So we make this balm, and we're making the balm, and the balm, it goes great, and I give a free sample to everyone in the class, and I take it home and I just put it on the shelf. And I didn't label it for sale, anything like that. It was just a balm that I like to have, and it was made out of class. That kind of happens a lot as I'm creating things. Don't really know what I'll use it for, but I have it. So my daughter, months later, my daughter, I'm fixing her hair, and she's wincing in pain. And I thought it was because I was pulling too hard. No, she's wincing in pain, and I feel behind her ear, and she has got a swollen a swollen lymph sticking out, I mean, far from her head, far. And it was red, and it was very tender. I mean, crying when I barely tapped it, and crying. And of course I was scared, right? Everything they say about a painful lymph, that's hard. And I was very nervous about it. So I remembered thinking, okay, Janae, didn't you just make this balm in your class, and didn't it contain all of these anti-cancer, cancer-fighting ingredients? So I was like, where did I put that? So I went and found that balm. So let's talk about it. She had 4 applications. 4 applications. The first application, like I said, it was like, how to get it on. I get it a big scoop. I scooped it, big old scoop, and boom, put it on there, okay? And then we let it sit. It was in the morning. That night, I put another one on there. And this time, when I went to apply it, she didn't wince. She let me put it right on, and it was still inflamed. And when I pushed on it a bit, she was like, ah. So it was still hurting, but she wasn't wincing when I was barely rubbing it on there. And then that next morning, I did another application. No pain. No pain this time. There was still a tiny bit of lymph hanging out there, but no pain. And then that night, I did my 4th application. Nothing sticking out, no swelling, no pain. And we haven't had to do another one since. Knock on wood. You know I'm a wood knocker. Let's be honest here. So this balm has been incredibly great. A story of my own, I've actually used it on my own swollen lymphs on my breasts. So I really do believe that this has been a cancer fighter for our family. It's in my own opinion. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving you medical advice. But I am an herbalist, and I am making an herbal recommendation for me and my family. So let's talk about what's in it. First and foremost, I use 2 of the 3 base ingredients. 2. The 2 that I use are coconut oil and beeswax. I did not use olive oil in this one. Don't ask me why, I just didn't do it. I'm not going to recreate the wheel. If it's working, right? So I used coconut oil and beeswax. That's part of my base there. Then I used red clover flower. Red clover flower is natural, grows all over the Midwest, all over. You probably see it all the time. Go look up red clover flower. That baby is gold. Absolute gold. It is a proven cancer preventer. Proven cancer treater. I say proven because I guess that's what people rely on medical science these days, but it has been proven, treats cancer. It is wonderful. And it grows everywhere. It grows everywhere. So it's great. The next ingredient that I used was dandelion. People are spraying these suckers like it's no tomorrow, and they are losing out on so much value. I pop dandelion heads and eat them all the time. All the time. They're a bit bitter at first, but once you get over it, it is a great anti-cancer benefitter for your body. Like I said, I eat them by the handful. It is absolutely wonderful. It's one of the most uncommon ingredients that you find lying around, and it is very beneficial. It's also used to treat kidney disease, which is great, and heartburn, swelling. Dandelion's wonderful. So add dandelion if you can. The next one we use is eucalyptus oil. Again, that's that anti-inflammatory I told you about before. Almond oil. We've already discussed how wonderful almond oil is. And avocado oil. Again, discussed its wonderful benefits. And just to let everyone know, both almond oil and avocado oil also have cancer-fighting benefits as well. Avocado oil especially is good for the breast and throat cancers. So it's very, very cool to know that there's another natural ingredient fighting cancer. So again, that is one of my favorite balms. I hope that throughout this video, you've been able to realize, I guess is what I'm wanting to say, able to realize that you can take your healing into your own hands. You can do this yourself. Mother Nature can help you cure yourself, because what you've got, you've done it to yourself. All of us. What we've got, we've done it to ourselves. So why not be able to cure ourselves? You can do this and more. Come up with your own, but use Mother Nature as a source. I keep pointing outside because I don't have one wall of the barn there, but I'm in the dairy barn, and use Mother Nature to your benefit. Don't let them take away your power and make you think that you have to go to someone else to get help. You can do this yourself. There's lots of methods you can use, lots of things you can look up on the internet. Use us as a source, use anyone as a source. Take my recipes and run with them. But try them. Try them. Try to use herbs and medicine that is natural and good for your body and works with your body and not against it. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I am excited to make many, many more. Yes, I say excited a lot because I'm excited. How can I not be? It's great. I feel like I'm Harry Potter over here. But I am really happy to be on this journey and path, and I hope that you take this information and run with it. Remember, scoop them out. It's a balm, not a lotion. Scoop that sucker out. So good luck and good health.